It was probably middle of the pandemic, midnight. I get a DM from this account, Champagne Poppy. He asked me to do a cover for CLB, and I delivered him probably some of my best work I've ever done. He loved the Nike check flower I did. The album got delayed for another year, and then just like fell through. So that was like my finals moment. That was, to win a championship. And I would say I lost. I lost in the finals, probably in Game 7. But it was, to this day, like the coolest thing that's happened. I actually hated digital art. I only got into digital art from pure survival. The situation where I grew up, I wasn't privileged, but I had a very comfortable life. And some unfortunate stuff happened with my family where I had to be taken out of college, so I had no money. And, at a snap, everything changed. By survival, I had to start making money right away. And that's kind of where everything changed. My mentality changed, my mindset. Everything that I kind of grew up kind of got uncovered. So I kind of knew who I was and what I needed to do. It was like a new person was born. It was like my new life. In 2012, I thought Instagram was fake. My friends are like, yo, this app just came out. You can share your art and people can see it. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, well, if you hashtag like art, other people from around the world can click on it and see your art for free. So I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. So I started just posting my art, and I'm like starting to realize like, wow, like I could now manipulate what I'm creating for attention. I adopted that very early on, and that kind of is the reason why a lot of big accounts started picking up my work. Everything is very purposeful. Everything is optimized in order for you to stop scrolling, because I was very aware, like when you're scrolling, man, you're scrolling fast. So what are the types of things that get you to stop? It's, nostalgia, it's, composition, it's colors, it's contrast, it's all these different things. And I'm really optimizing every aspect of art to make it seen to the most amount of people, to be enjoyed by the most amount of people. And once you start to put art and you start to sell it, once you're starting to post it, distribute it, it's now a business. I take my craft the same way, Kobe Bryant approached basketball. Over these 20 years, I've developed a fail-proof system for creative block. I started curating folders of inspiration based on what projects I think I might have in the future. So basically, I have folders of thousands of images, all in designated folders based on color scheme, composition, subject matter, perspective, framing. And I've had those folders since I was in high school. To me, that's the preparation, right? And the other thing is, so I have an 80-20 rule that 80% of any assignment or project I'm doing is R&D, is research and development. So actually executing art is like 15 to 20% of the actual assignment. I don't start until the very end, till like the fourth quarter. I have this checklist on what I know is going to optimize the art for the viewer. So some of those things are emotion. I want someone to look at it and really care. That gets people to want to share it, consume it, buy it, etc. Perspective is the tool I use when I'm having a creative block, and that's movies for me. Most of the artwork you see on my page, it's a lot of studying films and framing. And obviously the perspective of that frame is going to draw your attention and it's going to create more emotion. So the perspective kind of optimizes those two different things. Art is the best field to be seen because you can really manipulate the way you create in any way possible. And there's no barrier to entry now. And one thing that I did growing up, creating as if you got the job. I wanted to, create album art. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pretend I'm the CEO of Def Jam. I would pretend like I was in those rooms. So it's almost like having creativity before you start creating in that aspect. I wanted to retire the moment I made my Jordan versus Michael Scott piece. I'm obsessed with The Office. Obviously, Jordan, my favorite player growing up, kind of someone I dedicate a lot of my work ethic to. And it went viral. It still goes viral to this day. And it's just so special because I was like shaking when I was pressing that post button. Never happened before in my life, but I just knew the cultural shift it would have, where I was like, you know what? If I don't make anything after this, I can rest.